This is Penny. She's our middle dog. She's about 6 years old now. And she's we think she's a beagle mix.
Okay.
But who knows? We got her from the SPCA as a puppy, so she could be anything. Every so often you go into a store in the summer and you see a sign pasted up on the door that says, like, bring your dog in, don't leave it in a hot car. So it's nice to know that the employees are thinking about it and management is thinking about it. So it doesn't have to be completely on the consumer to be thinking about it.
More and more people want to take their dogs with them when they run errands. Well, here in Cape Breton, one woman is making it easier for people to figure out which businesses are dog friendly. That's today on NSK9. Cape Bretoner by choice.
Yes, which often is surprising to people. About 7 years ago, my husband got a job out here, so we moved out, and it's honestly wasn't that different of an environment for us. We both come from kind of smaller blue-collar towns, nothing fancy. We're not used to the big city life, and that's not really what we enjoy most, so we prefer to be in a quieter area, so it suited us. And we weren't sure we would stay for very long at first because we just don't have any family out here. We kind of thought originally that we would stay out here for a couple of years and then head back to Ontario where all our family is. But I don't know, we just got in a groove. I really never foresaw working with animals. I mean, I've always loved animals and grew up around a ton of them, both pets, and I did horseback riding for 7 years. No, career-wise, it was never something that I had considered. Wasn't until we moved here and I was looking for a job and having a hard time finding something. And to fill my time, I started volunteering at the SPCA. And volunteering turned into working there when they had an opening. And working with animals, I just kind of realized how perfect it was for me. I much prefer working with animals than working with people. And I was able to use the passion that I had in my personal life for animals and for my pets and for wildlife and everything, and focus that on something professionally. And after working at the SPCA for 3 years, I wanted to kind of shift gears and do something where I could be a little bit more independent. I've always loved the idea of working for myself because I love making my own rules. So I figured, I knew from experience of owning dogs that there aren't enough boarding kennels or daycares in the area. So I knew that was a hole in the market, that there was room for more.
Just outside of Sydney in River Ryan, Hannah started Open Arms Boarding Kennel and Daycare, providing a much sought-after service in the area to many local customers.
How are you? Hi, Miss Carol. Who's that guy? Hey.
John said to keep her jacket on.
Oh, yeah.
Even on the...
Who's that? I think my favorite part about this job is watching the dogs build their long-term friendships.
Yeah.
So we have dogs like Carol and Annie, who met when Annie had just started coming and Carol was still a little puppy. And they're still best friends to this day. It's my favorite thing. And when they haven't seen each other for a while, you can really tell that they're extra excited to be reunited.
Hannah saw another gap which she wanted to fill. She realized people living in Cape Breton and visiting the island wanted to know where they could take their dogs when they went on their errands. So she started a website. What got you interested in trying to figure out what businesses in CBRM are dog friendly?
Well, to be honest, it was completely selfish. I just wanted to know where I could bring my dogs at first. So I went looking online, just quick Google search, dog-friendly businesses Cape Breton, dog-friendly businesses Sydney, and nothing was really popping up. There's one website, I can't remember what it's called, that is designed for dog owners to go on and like add like a public forum, places that they find, but it wasn't site specific to us. And so I just thought maybe if I started something, if I got the ball rolling, then I could get other people to kind of crowdsource and add to it, and hopefully build up something that would help people like me who were wondering, because I figured if I was wondering, I wasn't the only one. So last June, I just kind of started literally cold calling businesses, going through like business directories. Like I found the downtown business core directory, and I just started going down the list, calling. Hey, if I had my dog with me, would you let me in the store, kind of thing. And more people than I thought said yes.
I'm surprised by some of the businesses on that list.
Yeah, I was surprised by the banks. There's a couple pharmacies that are okay with it. I was surprised by that, but I mean, those are the most important ones because those are like the essential services that like people need to go pick up their prescriptions and they need to go make their bank deposits and stuff. So I was really excited that a lot of the credit unions and banks and pharmacies are dog friendly.
Tell me how it happened that dogs ended up coming here.
Well, here in Cape Breton, we're all about hospitality, and our clients love their animals, and we in turn want to make our clients 100% completely satisfied. So if they want to bring their animals in here, we're fine with that. It's actually an up-boosting, spirit lifting for people to see. The dogs are always so well behaved that come in, and it brings joys to others that are sitting here waiting for service as well.
And I see like the staff coming out when a dog arrives.
Oh, our staff loves them, absolutely loves them, has treats for them, we have water out for them, and we love seeing them every day. And then there's so many that are our regulars that come in, we know them by name.
She is a little river duck dog, formerly called that, now it's called a Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever.
Oh, here you go.
And she's a high energy girl that can play all day long still at her age. I live alone and I don't like leaving her, and she likes being with me all the time, so it's good to have a place where I can bring her in, and they're friendly, and they give her treats, and they play ball.
I was calling around, and then once the Cape Breton posted a little article about the list, just saying like, you know, we're trying to come up with lists of businesses. If you have anything, feel free to add it. I got a lot of feedback after that, which was great. A lot of people both saying like, hey, I've brought my dog XYZ places before, so they're probably good. But I also got feedback from a lot of business owners, people saying like, yes, I have such and such business and I love dogs. People are free to bring them in anytime. I've got treats ready. Everyone's welcome, that kind of thing. So that was really awesome.
So the zoomies are that unmistakable, explosive bouts of energy that owners may see their dogs have from time to time. The zoomies are often shown as these frantic, repetitive behaviors, such as the dogs sprinting, spinning in circles, or running around the yard. Zoomies often occur if your dog is happy or excited to see you, and even if they have a built-up excess of energy. However, dogs can also zoom if they're stressed or have an underlying behavioral condition. Although the zoomies are considered a natural dog behavior, it is a good idea to keep track of how often your dog zooms, as well as for what causes, just to make sure it's a normal event.
A lot of people leave their dogs in the car. Don't leave them in the car, they'll freeze to death.
Exactly.
Well, that's right.
As long as they're not at the end of the Eastern.
Yeah. Got to be well behaved.
You know.
And there's a responsibility with owners too, right?
Oh,
I mean,
big
it's not
time.
like every dog shouldn't necessarily be in the bank.
Like I said, like not every dog wants to be out in public. Not every dog wants to be around strangers, and not every dog. Not every dog has earned the privilege yet. Every dog could earn the privilege, but it is the responsibility of their humans to provide the guidance that they need and to make sure that that their dog feels comfortable and that their dog is being respectful and that they, as a human, are being respectful of the other humans in the vicinity. Because I think a lot of people, when they hear bringing your dog into a public space, they picture just a crazy dog running rampant, jumping all over everybody, knocking things off the shelf. But I mean, there are many countries in the world where people do bring their dogs everywhere with them, like a lot of places in Western Europe, where, you know, you walk down a street and you see dogs laying next to their owners in cafes and in the stores with them. And it's just, there's a different expectation of what it means to have a dog out in public than there is in Canada right now. And so I think if we can change the expectation and change the perception of that and have some positive experiences happening, then it could create a huge social change.
An optical place is not somewhere that I would anticipate being dog friendly, but it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. We are anyway.
And so why is that?
Because we love dogs in here. Well, I do, and our receptionist does. It's just we rather dogs than people sometimes.
So is that a conscious decision, or was that it just sort of happened over
Just
time?
kind of happened. It wasn't really something that we thought about. It just, we'd seen dogs coming in the building, so I said, sure, let them in.
Within sales, I've had people that have brought their dogs with them to see if the dog would like the vehicle before they would purchase it. And I have one gentleman behind you here, he purchased his vehicle because he has such a large dog and wanted to make sure his dog could fit into it and comfortable. And it's just he and the dog.
So people are even making their purchase decisions
They
now
are,
around their dog.
around their dog.
Which I guess people used to do and still do for their kids. And this has really become, the dogs have become their kids.
Yes.
And you mentioned that some of the, many of your clients are older, and so maybe their kids have moved on. and so
Moved
forth,
on,
and-
they're here by themselves, the last remaining member of their family, and their dogs bring them so much joy. So we like to do whatever we can do to make things as easy and make them as comfortable. And if they want to bring their dog with it, it brings so much joy here to have them here.
Oh, they like that. They can take them in, because I know a lot of them don't want to leave them out in the cars, especially in the summer and that, because it's so dangerous for dogs. But they like that we can just take them in and run around.
Do you find that people now want to be able to take their dogs more with them when they're going places?
I'd say so, yeah.
Because it didn't seem to you, like when I was
years
growing up,
ago,
that
no.
isn't what people did.
No.
They left them at home for
Mostly,
the day.
yeah,
and
but
you find more people are coming out with them.
they seem to be, yeah.
With more people expecting to be able to take their dogs with them when they go out, the list of dog-friendly businesses has grown in some surprising ways. I mean, there's places that are obvious, right? Like
Oh yeah, the pet store
and
the
that. You're like, yeah,
vets,
okay, you know, that's probably okay. But I mean, I look and there's banks and there's optical places and car dealerships, and all I'm thinking is, wow, like there's like brand new cars in that dealership, and the dogs are welcome to come in.
Yeah,
I bet
and
they're
like
excited about it.
bookstores and like gift shops, shoe stores. Like there's so much on there that you wouldn't think. Thrift stores. So yeah, it's good that people have options, because you know it's not always. Like, I'm not saying that everyone should be bringing their dogs everywhere all the time with them. That's not really the point of the list. The point is more just if you want to provide some extra stimulation for your dog, some socialization with strangers, some opportunity to practice good manners around strangers and in public places, or if you want to, you know, just enrich your own relationship with your dog by spending more time with them and incorporating them more into your daily life, the option is there. You know, it's not right for every dog and it's not right for every person, but for those that want to partake in this, I wanted the information out there for them. And then I also wanted to get some stuff that's not necessarily like a life necessity to do, but some fun stuff. So I wanted to know if like the drive-in movie theater was dog friendly, which they are for small to medium-sized dogs. I wanted to know like which parks dogs were welcome at. I wanted to know like what beaches it was okay to bring your dogs to. So some of that information was not super easy to find, and some of it I wasn't able to find.
Many businesses see Hannah's work creating her dog-friendly list as an important resource for the community at large. What's the benefit of having that
I think
resource?
that's very important within our CBRM, that's our Cape Breton Regional Municipality, because it lets people know where there are dog-friendly places to go. We'll have a lot of people that would call here and ask before Hannah created that list if we were dog-friendly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's really put together something that's
It's very valuable.
people are looking for, I guess.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So that list is always growing.
It is, yeah. It's been growing a little bit more slowly now, but every summer I have a few people message me, and whenever I'm out and about, if I have an inkling that a place might be dog friendly, like if I'm shopping there, I'll ask, because I mean that's something I tell people is like it never hurts to ask. The worst they can say is no. So if you're ever in doubt and you're heading out somewhere and you want to think, or you want to know, can I bring my dog? Just give them a ring. See.
Do you think that there are more dog-friendly places in CBRM because so many of them are more locally owned, as opposed to having to deal with head office?
That's something that I've often wondered, because most of the people who have messaged me directly saying, yeah, we're totally dog-friendly and welcoming, have been small businesses, either just a family-owned operation or something that, you know, may have a good number of employees, but it is locally owned. It's not a chain.
Hannah realizes not everyone is comfortable around dogs. Some even have fears, and the idea of dogs in stores may make some people uncomfortable. But Hannah hopes people will try and work with one another to make this a success.
I respect that. Like, I have fears too. I have phobias. I have had bad things happen to me as well. My hope would just be that people would give it a chance, because the more dogs are exposed to being out in the public, the better their manners expectations are going to be, the more comfortable and respectful they will be around strangers. And also the more people are around dogs in a positive manner, then maybe we can start to kind of cure some of those fears and phobias by replacing them with positive experiences. So that would be my hope for the people who are feeling a little bit negative about it, is that they would just give it a chance and see how it goes.
Dogs cough for many different reasons. The most common one is from an upper respiratory tract infection like kennel cough. But other forms that are a little bit less obvious are going to be heart disease, and some forms of parasites will migrate through the lung, like lungworm. So a lot of things can cause it, and it really needs to be teased apart by a veterinarian, usually through x-rays of the chest.
Yes, okay. You're gonna go see your friends now? Okay.
If the dog's a little timid, sometimes people will sit over there, but most of the dogs that come in are so well behaved, so well behaved.
Because it really isn't much of an issue with...
No, and if they have an accident, it's no problem. We clean it up.
You take your dog with you sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. A couple of my dogs are quite fearful and have some issues that we're working on. But my middle child, Penny, I'll bring her places with me. She loves people, like, to a crazy obsessive amount. She's always excited to meet a person. And we have been working on her manners when she meets people. So, you know, not jumping up, greeting politely. And she is getting better. So I try to take her out about once a month just to kind of reinforce those good habits. She is a good-mannered little gal. I do find that people enjoy meeting her, so hopefully we can keep that trend going and form some more positive relationships between people and dogs in this community.
So, I mean, that's a good example of you're not even taking all your dogs with you places because you recognize that, maybe this one isn't...
Exactly. The one, she just, we have a lot more work to do on greeting manners, and, you know, she's very jumpy and very excited and will bark at people, so I don't want to expose people to that. And then my oldest dog, he's just very sensitive. He's fearful of strangers and fearful of new things and new places, and that's something that we've spent his entire life up to this point trying to work on, but still to this day at 8 years old, he just wouldn't enjoy being out in public. So, you know, I know him well enough to know that, and I know...
That's the key, I guess. Don't force your dog
Exactly.
to go.
It's not going to do him any good to be forced into it, and it certainly wouldn't be pleasant for the people in the store.
Does it change the dynamic at all when there's dogs around?
Oh yeah, everybody's in a better mood because there's a dog running around and everyone wants to play with it and pet it. But yeah, everybody's...
So it's good for business,
It is, yeah.
and good for the employees.
It is, yeah.
For the most part, it's accepted in the community. So.
And it does seem like there's more and more, like I'm seeing up here in Cape Breton, there's banks and optical places and car dealerships.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems to be really expanding.
Yeah, I think it is. I've noticed that over the years too, that it's just more acceptable to have a dog with you. And, you know, they're like kids for a lot of people. So, and we let kids in everywhere almost. So.
There are people who are making their shopping decisions based on where they can take their dog.
Oh, big time, I do that. Yeah, like if we're out of dog food and I want to bring my dog with me, I'm not going to go to Walmart. I'm going to go to one of the locally owned pet stores and I'm going to buy my food there. And that way I'm supporting local as well as being able to bring my dog with me. And I think if we do
and that's
want...
same if you're going for like hardware supplies or
oh,
something.
exactly,
You're going to choose
yes.
to go to the place you can take your dog.
Yeah, exactly. Or I would choose to go to PharmaSave instead of a pharmacy that isn't dog friendly. But I think if local dog owners want more businesses to become dog friendly, they need to prove that by shopping at the places that are dog friendly, and put your money where your mouth is, and vote with your consumer dollar as to what you want the business owners to be doing.
And make sure your dog behaves while you're there.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We want it to be a positive experience for everyone.
Because that's important. I mean, we're joking about it, but it is kind of
true.
important that business owners see that you're respecting
exactly
their store as well.
It really does need to be a positive experience for everyone, for the dogs, for the business owner, and for the fellow shoppers. Yeah.
From Ontario to Cape Breton, Hannah and her family came to Cape Breton to find and create work. And they're here to stay. Cape Bretoners by choice, Hannah, her business, and her work to make Cape Breton a bit more dog-friendly is being seen as a positive by many business owners and dog families on the island.
So you're sort of a Cape Breton success story.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, we hear so many people that can't make it work and making it work.
I honestly think that small businesses are one of the main ways for Cape Bretoners to make a way for themselves. I know a lot of people around here who have started their own businesses or bought existing businesses. And for some people, a business is just themselves, like it is for me. And for other people, they have multiple employees and they've really grown and enriched the community. And I honestly think that, especially for a lot of younger Cape Bretoners, if you want to be successful, you kind of have to make your own success and you have to build something for yourself. And I see a lot of people doing that more and more every year. So it's really exciting.
Visit us online to tell us your dog stories for possible inclusion in future episodes. And don't forget to share photos of your canine friends on social media with the hashtag NSK9.
Look at all the hair. I think more and more nowadays, dogs are not just pets, they're family members. And I think that's a hugely positive change because it means that, you know, people are taking their relationships with their dogs more seriously and wanting them to be more enriched, and that's good for both the humans and the dogs, in my opinion. And I think just the more that attitude deepens of dogs are family members, the more people just want to include them in their lives. Like, don't you want to be able to bring your kids with you places when you go out? Like, you want the environment to be welcoming to them and you want them to have a positive experience. And I think the same is true of dogs.
It's fast and it's for any breed. Agility is a sport which is competed in internationally and is a popular pastime in Nova Scotia. We're running the course next time on NSK9.
And this is where I started. So I remember coming here and being like, oh my God, it's a local trial. Like, I'm actually walking into the ring and am I gonna get a pretty ribbon? Am I not? And then So now compared to the Worlds, it was like, oh my God, like I'm on the world stage and there's live streaming and watching like amazing competitors.
People take it really seriously.
Well, and people I've idolized where I've gone, you know, on these that have medaled or at Worlds, and including some of my team members like in Canada, where I've gone, wow, I'm in the same ring as these guys, right? Like, and watching them podium and yeah, it's just crazy.